So for the last 5 years, I've been running my one-person coaching company. I do coaching and I also do training, as many coaches do. And it's been pretty good. It's been pretty successful. I've averaged over six figures annually for the last 5 years. And I've done it with pretty simple equipment. Okay. I've always tried to run my business in as minimalist or as simple a way as I possibly can, which means always being just me, not having any employees, keeping it, a simple office and simple equipment and simple software. So in this video, I want to share with you, today in 2024, what is the equipment that I'm using to run my six-figure one-person coaching and training business. Okay. I think a lot of people tend to kind of overcomplicate what equipment you might need or overspend or spend in the wrong areas when it comes to running their coaching business. So I think this is a topic that will be helpful for many of you. I know a lot of people that actually ask me about this, what camera do I use, what microphone, et cetera, et cetera. So I'll make this quick video for you guys just to share exactly what I've got here. And maybe it'll surprise you some of the stuff I don't have, and maybe it'll surprise you some of the stuff that I do think actually is really important, even as somebody who emphasizes, keeping it as simple as you possibly can. Okay, so most of the work that I do, by the way, is online. I'm an online coach, so most of the coaching I do is through Zoom or video conference. It's remote. I have clients and students all over the world in different continents and all that good stuff. Very grateful to say. And so, the first thing that I'll tell you is if you're an online coach, if you're doing any percentage of your work online or you're marketing yourself online, how people see you and hear you is going to be really, really, really important. Okay. So there was this movement a while ago to say that just show up, whatever equipment you have, just create your content, whatever. And to a degree that's true, but also I think you should emphasize, having good quality video so that people can see you and good quality audio so that people can hear you clearly. Okay, so those are the first couple of things that I'm going to touch on. And there's a couple of cameras here in the setup, but the first one that you can see in frame here is this camera right here. And none of the stuff that I'm going to share with you today is like crazy expensive. It's not ultra cheap or free, obviously, but it's all kind of I would say it's worth the money. It's worth the investment, especially if, you plan to have a coaching company, a coaching business where you're making 5, 10 or more, 5 or 10K or more per month. Definitely this equipment is worth what, what you're going to spend on it. So this is just a normal Logitech. This model is called the Brio, B-R-I-O, and it's a 4K webcam. And even though I have a pretty good MacBook here, I prefer to have an external webcam because the quality of an external webcam is almost always way, way better than built-in webcams in laptops or other computers. And again, when I'm interacting with my clients almost exclusively through video conference, I want them to be able to see me clearly and the colors to look good and the lighting, to be good. All the greatest, ring lights and bright lights and soft lights don't fix a bad webcam. Okay. That's, everybody will tell you lighting's really important. Well, you can't outlight a bad webcam. Okay. So the first thing here in my setup is this Logitech 4K webcam. Even though I use it in like normal 1080p setting most of the time, the sensor in there is really good and it gives really good quality image on Zoom calls and on videos that I record on my computer. The next piece of equipment that you'll see here on my desk is this Blue Yeti microphone. Okay. Oh, and by the way, that was like $200-ish. This Blue Yeti microphone, again, built-in microphones on computers are okay. And again, this is kind of a nicer MacBook. This is a very recent MacBook Air that I have here. But even still, the sound quality on this microphone is significantly better than the quality that I get from the built-in microphones on here. And again, when, the majority of my business is creating content and interacting with people through video and audio, you want that good quality sound so that people can hear you clearly. I got this microphone a few years ago when it was only about $100 that I paid. I think it might have been on sale. These days they're like $150 or maybe a little more. And again, it's worth it. It just plugs into the USB port on the computer. There's another microphone that a lot of people have and love, and I think it's called the Shure M7 or something like that. If you're researching microphones, you probably know which one I'm talking about. And in my experience, this one actually, for a coach and for somebody who's doing video conferences and stuff, this one seems to work better. I think that other microphone, the Shure M7, is technically better quality, but it's like a studio microphone, and so it's a little bit more sensitive than this one, but that actually means in a lot of cases, it just winds up picking up more background noise. This one tends to be a lot more forgiving while still giving like a really good high quality sound quality, really good high quality sound quality, really good high quality sound. So even today, if budget weren't an issue, based on what I've seen and the other people who I know who have tried both of these microphones and all that stuff, I would choose this one actually for my style of business over the Shure M7 or the Shure microphones. And the setup is a little bit simpler, I think, as well. Okay, so we talked about the webcam, we talked about this microphone. Well, let's just look at the computer here. So again, as an online coach, as an online trainer, as a course creator, the majority of my work is done through my computer. So personally, I like the Mac operating system. I've used both Mac and PC extensively. I'm not speaking from ignorance, I'm speaking from experience on this. And I own a very modern and very powerful PC as well. And just my personal preference is to work on the Mac. I find it works much better for me and the type of tasks that I do in my business. So I have here a 2022 MacBook Air, I think. Let's triple check, or it might be newer than that actually. 2023 MacBook Air 15-inch. I have an external monitor, even though this is a relatively big screen for a laptop. I like to have a bigger monitor. Again, I spend 40 hours a week, sometimes more, sitting at this desk, interacting with my clients, creating content, doing work, and 40 hours a week, a full-time workload on a screen this small, I'm just more comfortable with a little bit more space to work on, especially, if I'm presenting and I'm hosting a call, I can have, the video feeds of the students on this screen, and I could have my slide presentation open on this screen, or vice versa. It's a lot easier to manage tasks. And when I'm doing video editing, it's a lot easier on a bigger screen. So got the MacBook Air, got the external monitor. This one, again, this is a Samsung. I don't remember the model number. It's a 1440p resolution, which is a little bit higher than 1080p, but not as expensive as a 4K monitor. I'm actually really happy with this monitor, okay? Beyond that, I have this external keyboard. This is a Bluetooth keyboard, which is neat. So it connects without needing an extra plug-in thing on the computer. It just connects to the Bluetooth of the computer, and it's the model K380 from Logitech. Actually, I have two of these. I have one at home and one here at the office because I love it so much. And then I have a Microsoft Bluetooth mouse. I think this is a 3600, model 3600. Again, I like it because it doesn't need a separate plug-in thing on the computer. It just connects via Bluetooth. And I like them because they're wireless. On that, a recent purchase that I picked up actually just in the last couple of days is this microphone right here. And this is the DJI Mic 2. And this is actually pretty, as far as microphones go, it's actually pretty expensive. It was about 300 Canadian dollars. I'm in Canada, by the way, for those of you that don't know. And the reason I bought this is because, first of all, right now I'm planning to start making a lot more YouTube content, which, anyways, I won't get into my plans for YouTube in this video, but I'm planning to make more video and particularly YouTube content. And so I wanted a wireless microphone that I could use with my iPhone, which is what I'm recording this video on, my iPhone 14 Pro Max. And particularly, I wanted one with built-in advanced noise filtering. Okay, so when I record videos on my computer and I use this microphone, which is very good, it doesn't have noise filtering built into it. I have to, connect the microphone to software on the computer that has noise filtering. And because I knew I was going to be recording more videos on my phone and with different backgrounds and different settings, that wasn't really going to be a simple thing to do anymore. So I opted to get the DJI Mic 2. because I wanted wireless, and it has really good quality noise filtering. The noise filtering is actually on right now as I'm recording this. I'm speaking through this microphone here, and you can't hear, the air conditioner vents or the HVAC vents that are running. A minute ago, there was, I could hear voices kind of subtly through the wall from another office in the building here, and it would filter all of that out, which saves me time and saves me effort later, having to do that in post editing or anything like that. So that's the DJI Mic 2. It comes also with a little receiver that has a screen on it that's plugged into the side of the phone. I can't show you that right now because I'm actually recording through it. I've only had this for a couple of days, but I'm very pleased with it so far. And I think that's it. The last piece of equipment that I have, of course, is what this is being recorded on right now, which is an iPhone 14 Pro Max, which is a couple of years old now. I think they just released the iPhone 16 just recently, if I'm not mistaken. But the video quality on here is absolutely tremendous. This is being recorded in HD, at 1080p HD. It can record actually in 4K as well, but I decided that wasn't going to be necessary for this video. And and you can hear the quality of the sound of this microphone. Really quickly, before we go, I have two of these. This is a tripod for a smartphone, right? So obviously, I record videos on my smartphone from time to time. I actually have one more of these. It's a little bit different style that the phone is in right now. So that's it. That's like all the equipment basically I use and that I've been using. It hasn't been any more complicated than that for the last 5 years to run my business. So my message to you is, you don't need to spend a ton of money on equipment to start or to grow your coaching business, especially if you're like me and you want to keep it simple and have a pretty minimalistic, streamlined one-person coaching business. That doesn't mean you're limited in how many people you can serve or how much money you can make, by the way, in your business. It just means you need to plan accordingly and build systems and all that good stuff to allow you to be a one-person business. And that's stuff that I'll get into probably in some of the other videos that I'll be uploading here on this channel. So that's going to be it for this one. I hope you enjoyed this video, and that's all the equipment that I use to run my one-person, six-figure coaching business. Thanks everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.